Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. As you know, last week we talked about the pyramid due to the influence of the COVID-19. Well, of course, as you know, this is a new week and things have definitely changed. So right now we are definitely dealing with the killing of George Floyd, as well as just speaking about how blacks are treated unfairly. We're not equal as others within the world. So today, inspiration, or I should say talk, is going to be about fear. This is also brought back due to the current situations. I always told you I'm going to talk to you about real situations. So anyway, as I stated, today is going to be about fear. What we know is that there's a lot of fear that's going on. Clearly. There's fear on the police side for blacks. There is fear for blacks against police. There are people who are currently afraid due to the riots and looting and protesting and so forth. There is a lot of things that people are afraid of. If you think about your life, there's a lot of things that you are afraid of. There may be things that, that you are dealing with, such as maybe being afraid of moving, maybe to embark on a new journey, maybe afraid of the uncertainty of things that's going on. So, again, there is fear. But the fear that I'm talking about today, and as well as any situation, is understanding why you have that fear. So if we look at the current situation that we have going on, where we see a lot of police officers using unnecessary force in some situations against blacks, or always constantly drawing their guns. Me personally, I've had my own experience, and I'm lucky to be here today, but unfortunately there's a lot of people who are not lucky to be here today. And one thing that I want to address is that when it comes to the police, I think it's more of them not understanding, or their lack of knowledge. And this is not just police, but white people in general. And it's not that I'm being racist, so let's go ahead and get that clear. This is me speaking on something that I can understand and providing you that information. So back on track is your lack of information of blacks. And I challenge you this week, if you are a black person or a white person, to have that conversation with the opposite race. Have that conversation. Because if you are having a lack of knowledge, get the knowledge you need so you won't be afraid. Because my skin color should not make you afraid at all. It should not put fear in your heart. I'm human just like you. It should not be where there are animals being treated better than me. There should not be a situation where I'm afraid to my child to go out the door. It shouldn't be a time where I'm afraid when I get pulled over by the police, not because I don't have the things in my car or that I'm a troubled person, because of the fact of what I know they will do to me due to my color. Due to my color. And people of a different race, I want you to ask yourself, why am I afraid of black people? Honestly, what is it that makes you afraid? Why does that make you afraid? Have you experienced that in your own parts? Have somebody else experienced that? And how does that impact you? Have you tried talking to someone of the opposite race to see? Why do you blame everybody else for, or our race in general, for what you are afraid of? How can you overcome your fear? We all have our different religions, but as Christians, we are not supposed to fear no one but God. So why are we fearing each other? Why are we fearing each other? Find ways to break those fears. And if it's not, even if it's not in this situation, and you're saying, okay, Malika, I understand what you're saying, but I don't have a problem with anybody of the race. Great. That makes me excited. What I still challenge you to do, though, is A, have that conversation with somebody. but also break a fear that you do have. Break a fear that you do have. If you are afraid of anything, whether it's spiders, whether it's heights, whether it's whatever fear that you have, find a way to break it. And if you're not sure, just start writing a list of everything that you're afraid of. And try to find a way how you can break that fear. That's what I do. That's why when I go on trips, I make sure I break a fear. Write down your fears and try to break it so that way you can no longer use that as your excuse. Because fear makes you do things that you would never do because you are afraid of the unknown. It will make you do things and use it as your excuse and make you play victim every time. Don't be a victim. Don't be a victim. You got this. So, again, the challenges are: have a conversation this week with somebody of the opposite race about this conversation. Yes, it will be uncomfortable. Yes. But again, that's breaking a fear. Write down a list of all the fears that you have and figure out solutions to breaking those fears. Until we speak again, you all be blessed. Love ya.